Good evening, everyone. I'd like to open the meeting. Could everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldowney.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the country which we stand, one nation, undivided, liberty. I forgot the American Legion, the Pledge of Allegiance, Ralph.
I know. Okay. You want me to help you?
Start it over again.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good job on the second one, Kevin.
Yeah, better. I still think about the first meeting.
Okay.
Under control.
Resolved to approve the minutes of the May 12th, 2020 regular meeting of the Board of Trustees and dispense with the reading of the same. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
So
Second.
moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered. Let's go. Mrs. Parker, do you have anything for us today in correspondence?
I do, Mr. Mayor. I have a letter from the fire department. Board of Trustees, dear member of the board, at the regular monthly meeting of the Fire Council held on May 19th, 2020, the Fire Council took the following actions and we await your approval. Placed on sick leave, Margaret O'Sullivan, effective May 8th, 2020. Michael Golub, effective April 4th, 2020. Gregory Jemison, effective March 25th, 2020. John Capizzi, effective April 7th, 2020. Michael Sasic, effective March 20th, 2020. Jessica Sasic, effective March 20th, 2020. William Tillinghast Jr., effective March 22nd, 2020. Took off sick leave with medical clearance. William Tillinghast Jr., effective April 15th, 2020. Corrine Tillinghast, effective May 2nd, 2020. Michael Golub, effective May 11th, 2020. Accepted as a probationary member, Kyle Baldwin, Hook and Ladder Company number 1. Added to driver's list, Unit 1-2-5, Anthony DeVita, Richard Rotzman, Richard Orlean, Daniel King, Michael McCarthy, James Mitchell, Keith Mitchell, and Michael Marsden. Very truly yours, Andrew Gossels, Department Secretary.
What's your pleasure?
Make a motion to accept the fire department letter.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered. Let's go right into committee reports. Trustee Robin Silvestri.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have just one resolution tonight. It is the, two, actually. Resolved that Thomas Beer be appointed as special counsel to the Village of Babylon at a rate of $175 per hour.
Any discussion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Second, resolved to approve the following warrant from May 26, 2020. General account, $194,898.89. Total general fund, $194,898.89 for a total of $194,898.89.
Any discussion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
That's all I have for tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Mary Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolved to grant permission to the Babylon Village Arts Council to use Argyle Park east of the Memorial Garden on Saturday, September 26, 2020, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rain date, September 27th, 2020, for the 13th annual outdoor art exhibit. This permission is granted contingent upon timely receipt of the required certificate of insurance with the Village of Babylon listed as an additional insured, as well as a signed and notarized hold harmless agreement.
Any discussion? I just want to say one thing that, this is all depending on where we are by September 27th. I would hope that by then we'll be in pretty good shape. So this is contingent to that. Anyone else? Do I have a motion or second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so ordered.
Resolved to renew the intermunicipal agreement for social media services between the Village of Babylon and the Town of Babylon until May of 2021.
Any discussion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Those are my resolutions, Mr. Mayor, and I am happy to report that our tennis courts are being repaired on the south side of Park Avenue. And once they are repaired, we will be lining those two courts for pickleball. So that's what's going.
That's great. And I see a lot of people utilizing the tennis courts. That's one recreational sport that they can be using too, following the rules of the CDC for that, right? Am I right?
Yes, you are. Yep.
Okay. And there were some concerns or interest last year for the pickleball. I hope those same people will be utilizing that for the spring and into the summer and fall too.
We've already gotten phone calls and are setting up a pickleball tournament probably at the end of the summer, some way like September.
That's great. That's
Okay.
really great. And I'd like to also thank you, trustee, for all your hard work in doing the media and getting a lot of the different things that we're doing during this time. And one being our ceremony for our Memorial Day. Even though we didn't have a parade, I always look forward to honor our veterans and in our community and throughout the country. But it was very emotional to see that on there, and I'm sure the veterans and our Army men and women in our services really appreciate that also. And it resolves one thing that we should never ever forget: our members of our military. No matter what we're going through, it's very, very important. They're the leaders of our country, and I want to say thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, trustee Tony DeVita.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolved to James Gowan be appointed as special counsel for taxes and certiorari proceedings for 1 year at a rate of $175 an hour.
Any discussion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So ordered.
Second, resolved that the Stormwater Management MS4 Annual Report for the period ending March 2020 is available for review on the village website and in the office of the village clerk's office during regular business hours.
Any discussion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
And I just have one announcement. After careful consideration, keeping the health and safety of all of our children first and foremost in our efforts, we will not be holding our swimming lesson program this year. And we are still awaiting further guidance as to the opening of the pool overall.
That's right. And these are rules and regulations that we have to wait down from the governor's office by his executive order. I know that we are waiting to hear from also our county executive on what comes down, and hopefully we might salvage something in the summer, but we'll see what happens. Thank you very much. I know you're doing a lot of work down there, just preparing. It's like
Yeah.
almost like owning a wooden boat down there. You got to keep up the, whether you use it or not, you have to keep the maintenance up on it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, trustee. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Deputy Mayor Kevin Muldown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I want to apologize for that screwed up Pledge of Allegiance, but my audio kept coming back and it was throwing me up as it was going back and forth. So I apologize for that.
Okay,
Be it resolved that Bruce Humanick be appointed standing hearing officer for Civil Service Law Section 75 disciplinary cases at the rate of $100 per hour.
any discussion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So ordered.
I say the golf course is doing well. I think everybody's enjoying the fresh air and getting out there and hitting the ball in the open air. As far as the junior clinic, we're still waiting on information coming from the state if we're going to be allowed to open up the clinic. And when we find out, we'll let people know the dates and everything. So we're on top of that. That's all I have.
Okay, Mary Adams, you have an announcement to make also.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, unfortunately, and keeping health and safety in mind, we won't be holding our normal summer recreation programs this summer because of the children and protecting them. However, what we are working on is some virtual programs that they will be able to do, such as gardening. We have a cooking class, a few other things, but unfortunately, our summer programs, as we know it, will not be hosted this year. So,
Sorry to say that, but again, that's something that the coming down from the governor's office and through our county executive with those different types of guidelines we have, it's almost totally impossible for us to get organized for that.
sure.
Okay, and I have a couple announcements. First, the farmers market will start up the season June 7th, 2020, which is a Sunday, and will continue to November 22nd. Again, the market will be following the guidelines of this virus as set by the CDC, and also our local guidance that we have coming out of the county executive's office. So I will be there to make sure that our customers and our employees are safe and following the rules set by everyone to make sure that we have a safe farmers market this year. I have one other announcement that I'm going to read. To try to help along our employees this year, we did some modifications with our garbage pickup. And I know it was kind of difficult in the beginning. There was a lot of confusion about it, but we got through it. It was very, very beneficial for our employees to get through this, and they did a great job. Residents did a great job. There was some little glitches. Then you throw on some situations where we did some road improvements, and we had some little problems, but we got through them, and everything turned out pretty good. So as of Monday, June 8th, 2020, garbage collection will resume with the normal pickup schedule according to the village calendar. Now, if you don't have a calendar, please pick one up at the sanitation department, or you can call my office and we'll get one to you. House garbage will no longer be required to be brought to the curb. It will be backdoor pickup. Rubbish days will go back to their normal once per week pickup at the curb, along with your recycling materials. Every Friday, we will continue to pick up metal items. Please call on Thursday or before to be put on the list for the metal pickup. We also urge all residents to sign up for our email notification list. Very, very important for everything, whether it be a storm, flooding, a notification about the garbage, anything. It's good to be on that list. This can be done on our webpage at www.villageofbabylon, spell it out, ny.gov. There is an information field to be filled out 3/4 of the way down on the right-hand side of the page. Thank you for your support and understanding during this unprecedented time. And I want to thank everybody for getting through with that. And I hope that, last meeting, we didn't have such a easing up as we do this time. We see light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to our phase 1 for our business and retail area. So hopefully we can get through to phase 2 coming down the pike a little bit. But you have to remember the numbers are the most important thing. Make sure that you keep the social distancing. Make sure you have something on your facial covering. Make sure that you do not have large groupings, and just be smart and be safe. And hopefully by the end of this time, we'll get through this and be better residents of Babylon Village as before. So I want to thank everyone. I hope everyone has had a great little Memorial Day weekend. The weather wasn't really that great, but it was pretty good. And I hope we'll see you in another 2 weeks. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Good night.
Good night.